Welcome back. In the previous class, we were discussing about an application level question where you will be given single entry details of a concern, and on the basis of the available information and additional information you have to prepare various ledger account, and on the basis of ledger accounts you need to prepare the trading profit and loss account and balance sheet. So let us discuss some of the similar cases with some distinctive adjustments. So let us discuss some of the different cases that comes under the same category. Next case, Mr. Aravind, who keeps his book by single entry, instruct you to prepare trading profit and loss account and balance sheet for the year ended 31/3/2016. And the details of the transactions during the year are as follows. On 1st April 2015, so this is the opening date and this one is the closing date, that is 31st March 2016. Opening, closing. So on the 1st April 2015 he had stock. This is opening stock, opening balance of creditors, opening balance of debtors, opening balance of premises and office furniture 6,000. Upon further analysis, it was found that cash book for the year were as follows. So these were the cash transactions during the period. So it begins with bank overdraft on 1/4/2015 12,000. So remember, whenever details of cash transactions are given, if any such kind of item like bank overdraft with a date, usually it will be an opening date. If that is given, that represents the opening balance of cash book. So you may think that how the opening balance of a cash book is termed as bank overdraft. The meaning is, the concept or the meaning behind it is that Mr. Aravind might have started the business or he was running a business, and on 1st April 2015, that was opening date as per the question. On that day he might have some issues with regard to cash balance, or he may be in short of cash. Every business need cash for starting business, and on the beginning date he might have in short of cash. So in order to deal that situation, he took overdraft from a bank. So the cash book of that particular year and the opening balance of that cash book is a bank overdraft as specified here. So instead of a opening balance, you will have a bank overdraft, because opening balance, since we didn't have, or the Aravind didn't have enough cash to have or to conduct a business on the opening date, he took overdraft from the bank. So that is the opening balance of cash. So all these explanation will not be given. Instead it will be mentioned like bank overdraft with the date and the amount. See, a simple word along with a date and amount depicts a lot. So this is the opening balance. It may not be specified in the question, but it is the opening balance of cash. And all other are the usual common bank cash transactions during the year. Apart from that, the scrutiny of the personal account show that he had allowed 6,500 as discount to his debtors. So to the debtors he allowed 6,500 and had earned 3,400 as discount from creditors. So in this question there is discount on debtors and discount on creditors. And on 31/3/2016, that is the closing date, he had a stock. So closing stock is given, closing debtors is given, bills receivable closing is given, creditors closing is given, bills payable closing is given, premises closing is given, furniture closing is given, and also he owned 1,200 for expenses. 1,200 for expenses. So this is an outstanding expenses. you have to charge 5% depreciation on furniture and premises. So depreciation is there, provide 4,600 for doubtful debts, and finally allow 5% interest on opening capital. So these are the basic details given in the question, and almost all the items are familiar to you. And let us deal with the computation part. So before we go into trading profit and loss account and balance sheet, you need to prepare some ledger accounts. So from which ledger account we will begin? You can start from any account. So let us begin with cash book. So let us begin with the solution of this question. This was the question. So let us begin with the cash book, and on the basis of the details given, you have the opening balance of cash, and we have no other information regarding closing balance. So in general we can assume that cash account is prepared to identify the closing balance of cash. So you may think that how I identify that this account is prepared to find closing cash balance, because in the previous questions we have prepared cash book especially to find cash sales. So how we can assume that here the cash book is prepared to find out closing cash balance, because in the cash transaction it is directly given received for sales 24,000, that means cash sales. So cash sales is given in the question, so it doesn't mean that you need not have to prepare a cash account. Surely you must prepare a cash account. The cash account may be prepared to find some other missing items. Since there are no information regarding closing cash balance, we can assume that cash book may be prepared to find the closing cash balance. Anyway, let us deal with the case, and we can make sure whether the cash book is prepared to find closing cash balance. So opening cash balance, since there is no opening cash balance, there is only one thing, bank overdraft 12,000. So bank overdraft, we know that cash book is an asset, cash is an asset, so it is an asset account. Asset account has a debit balance. Since the opening is of bank overdraft, we start our cash book with a credit balance 12,000. So by balance brought down 12,000, you can either given in bracket bank overdraft for understanding purpose, by balance brought down 12,000 opening balance. Remember here the opening balance is bank overdraft, because we have taken certain sum of amount as loan or credit from bank so as to begin our business for the period. So our opening balance was 12,000. It was taken from bank. Since it was taken from bank as a overdraft, we have to show it as a credit item, because the entry will be like that. That is why we have started with 12,000 in the credit side, not in the debit side. After that, go through all the transactions regarding cash from beginning itself. Just go through it. If there are any details regarding cash transactions, please pause it. First one, in the first part here, it is the details regarding the opening balance of each items, assets and liabilities. So let us go to next part, analysis of cash book for the year. So let us go through all the items. First one, we have already recorded 12,000. Next one, received from debtors 76,000. Whenever an amount is received, it will be shown in the debit side of the cash book. Next one, received for sales. So received for sales means a cash sales. So whenever you get cash for sales, the entry will be cash account debtor to sales. So to cash sales or to sales, you can write anything, 24,000. Next one, paid to creditors 46,000. It is a payment, so it has to be shown in the credit side. By creditors 46,000. Next one, again paid for purchases. It is another expenses. Expenses has to be shown in this side of the cash book. So by purchases 14,000. there is no rule regarding whether you have to write cash purchases like that. You can either write purchases or buy purchases. It doesn't mean that you have to write cash, because in the cash book, purchases and sales means cash sales and cash purchases. It doesn't have to mention cash sales and cash purchases. Okay, 14,000. Next one, interest on overdraft. Yes, it is also another expense. By interest on OD, 1,200. OD means overdraft. In usual bank, it is a usual abbreviation used in a bank. OD means bank overdraft. So you can write in the examination OD, but it is better to expand these abbreviations in the examination. Next one, salaries and wages paid. So again, by salaries and wages, 12,000. Next one, paid general charges, 900. It is also another expense. By general charges, 900. Next one, rent and taxes, 1,200. It is also another expense. By rent and taxes, 1,200. Finally, drew for personal use. Personal use, usually it will be by the means owner of the business. Anyway, whenever the owner takes cash from the business for his personal use, it is known as drawings. So by drawings, 2,000. And go through the next paragraph whether there are any details with regard to cash transactions. Here, discount allowed, discount received, closing balances of assets and liabilities. And one is there, he also owned. It means owed means it is actually owed, not owned. Rupees 1,200 for expenses. Actually, it is an outstanding expenses. Next one, depreciation. It will not come in cash book. 4,600 doubtful debts provision. It will not come in the cash book. Interest on the opening capital. It will not come in the cash book. So we have recorded all the items. Now take the total of both sides. You can see that even though here are more items, the total of this side is higher than this side. So find out the total. Write down 1 lakh. The total of this side is 1 lakh. So show the same amount in the other column also. Make sure whether there is any difference or not. Add these items and deduct from 1 lakh. You will get the difference amount. So the difference amount is the closing balance. Since there are no information regarding closing balance, we can assume that this amount represents closing balance. So and one more thing, you may think that here opening balance is written in the same side and closing balance in the same side. Here opening balance is actually an overdraft. That is why it is shown in the credit side, because it was an amount taken from the bank as a loan or a credit. So closing balance is 10,700. So we have prepared a cash book. Next, let us prepare bills receivable account. So actually this is an special case, not a main adjustment, but still it is a special case, because if you go through the details given in the question, you can see that on 1st April 2015, otherwise known as opening balances, there is nothing regarding bills receivable account. There are no information regarding bills receivable account. But by the end of the question, in the closing date, they have mentioned that bills receivable is 4,000. So an item that doesn't have an opening balance, but at the same time it has a closing balance. So do we have to prepare an account? Yes, we have to prepare an account. Bills receivable account has to be prepared, because we have learned in the during the theoretical part, in order to find the missing figures, some of the main ledger accounts you should prepare are debtors account, creditors account, bills receivable, bills payable, and opening statement of affairs. So as per that condition, you have to prepare bills receivable account. Otherwise, we need not have to worry. The item may be there in opening balance, and sometimes maybe in a closing balance. It doesn't mean that you have to prepare an account. Since it is in the theoretical part, we have learned that it is one of the sample item that has to be prepared in order to find a missing figure. So that is why we are preparing bills receivable. And why we are preparing is that in the opening there was nothing, but by the closing it is mentioned that there is a bills received amount of rupees 4,000. So what is the meaning? That means during the year the Aravind might have drawn a bill with the debtors, might have. That is why by the end there was an amount of rupees 4,000 bills received there. During the year he might have drawn a bill on his debtors. That is why the opening amount was rupees 4,000 and there was no amount as bills received in the opening balance. There is amount of 4,000 in the closing balance. So first of all write down the closing balance. By balance carry down 4,000. So in order to get a balance 4,000 by means bills receivable account, during the year there might have a bill drawn on debtors. So whenever a bill drawn on debtors, what is the entry? Bills receivable account, debtor to debtors. So in the bills receivable account you have to note it as to debtors 4,000. In the question there is no information regarding bill drawn on debtors, but the implied meaning of these sentences states that during the year Aravind had drawn a bill on his debtors, because in the end there was 4,000 and in the beginning there was nothing. So during the year a bill was drawn, that is the meaning. So it is another form of representing a transaction during the year. In the question it might have said that during the year Aravind drawn a bill. It is very easy, but instead they have not mentioned anything about opening balance, but by the end there is a certain amount is given. So it is a hidden meaning that during the year a bill was drawn. So you have to be very cautious and keen while dealing question with regard to similar cases. Go through all the details and information given in the question. So just as per the usual method, take the totals. Here both sides have the same total, so let it be 4,000 like that. Next one, just like bills receivable, there is also another issue, bills payable, because we have also learned that in case of a missing figure you need to prepare a bills payable account. And sure, in the question also there is no information regarding opening balance, but in the closing balance it is mentioned that bills payable is 5,500. The same concept which we have followed in bills receivable account is also followed here. That is, during the year a creditor of Mr. Aravind might have drawn a bill in the name of Aravind. Earlier Aravind drawn a bill on the name of debtor. Here in case of bills payable, creditors will be the party who draw the bill in the name of Aravind. So when a bill is drawn by a creditor, the entry will be creditors account debtor to bills payable. So before we write down that transaction, first of all write down the closing balance of bills payable. Here it is 5,500. So to balance carry down 5,500. So how did this amount come to this bills payable account or by the end of the financial transaction? Because during the year there was a bill drawn by creditors, so the entry will be by creditors 5,500. So from these two accounts you need to be very cautious regarding preparation of accounts, because it doesn't mean that the question has to give complete details regarding the transaction happened in the business or during a period. From the values, amounts, opening balances and closing balances, you need to understand the hidden information given in the question. Next one, total debtors account. We know that why we are preparing total debtors account. So let us begin with opening balance and closing balance if it is given. See, debtors opening is there, closing is there. So first of all write down the opening and closing balances. Opening balance is 64,000, see here, and closing balance is Where is the closing balance? Is there any closing balance is there? Yes, closing balance 70,000. So write down 70,000. So we have write down opening balance and closing balance. Now go through all the details whether there are any transactions relating to debtors. Here opening balances, go through the transaction. Bank overdraft will not there. Received from debtors. Whenever we receive from debtors, the entry will be cash account debtor to debtors. So in the debtors account it will be by cash 76,000. Received for sales, it doesn't have any relation with the debtors. Paid to creditors, doesn't have any relation. Paid for purchases definitely doesn't have any relation with debtors. Interest on overdraft, no relation. Paid salaries, no. General charges, no relation. Rent and taxes doesn't have any relation. Drew for personal use doesn't have any relation. Next one, through scrutiny of personal account. This is an example of a personal account. He had allowed 6,500 as discount to his debtors. That is, Mr. Aravind has given some amount of 6,500 as discount to his debtors. So whenever we provide discount to the debtors, there will be a reduction in the value of debtors. So in the account, reduction in the debtors will be stated in the credit side. So by discount allowed 6,500. Again go through the information. There are no further information with regard to debtors. Provide 4,600 for doubtful debts. Do we have to take here? Provide 4,600 for doubtful debts. We have already done the similar pattern of question in the previous case. Do we have to consider this amount in here? No. Debtors account deals with transaction relating to debtors. Here 4,600 is a provision created to meet bad debts. The bad debts may be created by debtors, but it doesn't mean that you have to consider the provisions in the debtors account, because it doesn't have any relation with the debtors. Whenever a debtor make a default in payment or not paying his debts, that situation the bad debt will come. Whenever there is a bad debt, the business set aside a certain amount of profit to meet those losses. That setting aside of amount from profit is known as provision. So this provision will not have any relation with total debtors account. Next, we have recorded all the items with regard to the details given at the question. So before you go directly to balancing account, make sure whether you have considered all the items. So for confirming that, once you've gone through all the questions, just go through the accounts, whether there are any transaction related to debtors. It's very easy, don't worry about it. Wherever you see debtors, it has to be taken here. See, in the cash flow, debtor, we already taken. Here also whether there is debtors, nothing. Bills receivable account, if there is any debtor, see, a debtor is there. That is with regard to a bill drawn. So whenever a bill is drawn, there is a reduction in debtor. At the same time, bill value will be increased. So whenever a bill is drawn, by bill receivable 4,000. So you have to be very keen like this while dealing with the question related to preparation of financial statement. It is a usual mistake that usually students will commit because they only go through the question details. Sometimes they forgot to bring or write down this amount in the debtors account. So such type of adjustments or hidden items may be there during the computation. So you have to be very keen while preparing accounts. So right now we have entered all the items in the debtors account. So take the totals of both sides. From the initial glance itself, you can see that this ID is having a larger total value. So take the total, write down the total amount in both sides. Here it is 64,000. Here it is, the total is 1,56,500. Definitely there is a huge difference. And what is that huge difference? It is the credit sales during the year, 92,500. Like this. Next you have to prepare is total creditors account, but in this case we are going towards statement of affairs. You can draw the items in any order you like. You can either go for creditors account or you can go for statement of affairs account. Anyway, these accounts must be prepared. So for the time being, let us make a change for that. We can prepare statement of affairs. After that we can go for total creditors account. So statement of affairs as on opening date. In the question it is given opening date is 1st April 2015. So 1/4/2015. So for that you need to write down all the opening values. Don't go for all the items, just make sure you have entered all the opening balances. So let us begin with first one, stock 26,000. Next one, creditors 26,000, debtors 64,000, premises 50,000, office furniture 6,000. After that go through all the items given. See, bank overdraft on 1/4/2015, 1/4/2015. So bank overdraft is a liability. So bank OD 12,000, and just go through it if you have recorded all the items or not. Make sure you have covered all the details. So we have recorded all the items. Now take the total of both sides. Definitely you will not get a tally amount. Find out the side, which side having the biggest value. Take the total, show the total in both sides. Here this side is having the biggest total, 1,46,000. Again show the same amount here. And if you take the total of this one and take the difference from 1,46,000, you will get an amount 1,08,000. That is the opening capital balance, or the capital balance as on 1/4/2015. So we have prepared cash book, bills receivable, bills payable, total debtors, statement of affairs. And next one, creditors. In the question, creditors opening balance, closing balance is given. So write down the opening and closing balances, 26,000 and 23,000. Now go for those transactions that have relation with the creditors. See, paid to creditors 46,000. So whenever we make a payment, creditors account debtor to cash, so it will be shown in the debit side of the account, to cash 46,000. Next one, paid for purchases, doesn't have any relation with creditors. Interest on overdraft, paid salaries and wages, general charges, rent and tax, drew personal use. So these doesn't have any relation with the creditors account. Next one, go through the other details given below. 3,400 as discount from creditors. So usually creditors provide as discount. So whenever we receive discount, we have to pay only less amount compared to the actual amount. For example, 100 rupees was the amount to be paid to my creditor, and the creditor for the time being given me a discount of 10 rupees. So I have to pay only 90. So my liability is reduced. So reduction in the value of creditors showed to discount received 3,400. Next one, go through the details. Is there any, go make sure whether there are any other item with regard to the creditors. Just like bills receivable, there is one more thing with regard to creditors, bills payable, where we have found one amount, that is to bills payable 5,500. Just go through the total bills payable account. Just go through the bills payable account, then you will get the amount 5,500. We have prepared the account with regard to that. So we are going to know further details regarding the bills payable account, 5,500. So we have recorded all the items. Now take the total of both sides. This side is having the bigger value, 77,900, 77,900. Here there is only 26,000. take the difference from 77,900, you will get 51,900. That means credit purchases during the period. So this was the details with regard to 5,500. See, bills payable account. Just like the bills receivable situation, bills payable account, you need to consider this amount. So we have recorded all the items and prepared certain important ledger accounts on the basis of the information given in the question. So these are the ledger accounts which we have prepared. Now we can go for trading profit and loss account and balance sheet. So this is how you have to prepare the ledger accounts. In the question, it doesn't mention about what are the accounts that has to be prepared. From your analysis, you have to identify that which all important items or ledger accounts has to be prepared for the particular case under the study. You have to go through the question very keenly and very wisely. For that, you need to study the theoretical aspect, the various cases which we are discussing, familiarize each individual case with regard to the special adjustments associated with each question. So let us go to the next one, preparation of trading profit and loss account and balance sheet. This was a question. These were the accounts which we have prepared on the basis of the question. Now let us begin with trading profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2016. That is given in the question. See, balance sheet as on 31/3/2016. So we all know the procedure of a trading account. To opening stock 26,000. Whenever there is an opening stock, there will be a closing stock. If there is closing stock available in the question, you can directly write down. In some question, there may be an adjustment to regarding you need means finding out the closing stock. In this case, it is already given closing stock, so 44,000. Next one, you have to go through all the details given in the question. So in the details, there are no other further information regarding any direct expenses or direct incomes. So let us go through the accounts. First account which we have prepared is cash book. In the cash book, there are items relating to the trading profit and loss account, that is cash sales and cash purchase. So let us begin with sales. By sales, cash sales 24,000. Remember, whenever you are recording sales, make sure in that question whether cash sales is there, whether credit sales is there, whether there is sales return. You need to adjust all three amounts, then only show the sales amount in the amount column. So in this question, cash sales is already there, cash book 24,000. Whenever cash sales is there, make sure whether there is credit sales. For that, go through the total debtors account. See, there is credit sales. So write down the amount. If there is sales return, deduct the amount from these two total. So by adding this, you will get 1,16,500. After that, next one you need to consider is purchases. See, cash sales. There is next item is cash purchase. The remaining items doesn't have any relation with the trading profit and loss account. Trading account, not profit and loss account, trading account. So cash purchases is 14,000. Make sure whether there is credit purchases. For that, you have to go through total creditors account. See, there is credit purchases. So to purchases, you need to show both the amount, 14,000 and 51,900, 65,900. So by the initial analysis of all the details given in the question and on the basis of the accounts which we have prepared, we can find that there are no other details regarding trading transactions like carriage inward or direct expenses or wages paid, like that. There are no other items with regard to trading transactions. So let us balance this account, take the total of both sides. Definitely this side will have a bigger total. Make sure whether this side is having a bigger total. If the question is regarding a loss situation, this side will be the biggest value. So take the total of both sides, and here this side is having a bigger value. Write down the total in both sides, that is 1,60,500. Here also bring the total here also 1,60,500. If you add these two amounts 26,000 and 65,900, you will not get 1,60,500. There is a difference. That difference is known as gross profit during the period. So since here there is deficit in balance, that deficit means there is a difference or shortage in amount to gross profit carried down. So we have successfully completed trading side. Next one, we need to prepare profit and loss account. We will not prepare a separate profit and loss account. We are continuing from the trading account. So for that, we need to bring this amount to the profit and loss account side. That is, you need to brought down gross profit. So by gross profit brought down 68,600. Now go through all the items. Make sure whether there are any transactions relating to profit and loss account. Here are the opening balances. If you go through the cash transaction, you might get some of the profit and loss account transactions. Interest on overdraft 1,200. It's an expense. Paid for salaries and wages. Remember, there may be a confusion that usually salaries and wages, these two items are different items. Wages is a direct expense, salary is an indirect expense. That means wages has to be shown in the trading account side, salaries has to be shown in the P&L account side. So whenever this type of question comes, what you are going to do? Salaries and wages. Salaries and wages, whenever you come across such an item, show that amount in the profit and loss account side. So salaries and wages 12,000. Next one, paid general charges 900. Remember, whenever you are going through all the items, make sure whether there are any adjustments with regard to that. See, here general charges is 900, but there is an adjustment with regard to expenses. See, Aravind also owed 1,200 for expenses. That means outstanding expenses. So whenever there is an outstanding amount, you need to add. That is another format which we have learned in the theoretical side. In the last question, there was another type of outstanding. That is, there is an opening outstanding, there is a closing outstanding. One has to be added, other has to be deducted. Here there are no such opening closing. When outstanding alone is there, just add that particular amount. So 2,100. Next one, go through all these items, whether there are any more further item with regard to P&L. See, discount on debtors and discount from creditors. So first one, discount on debtors, and one more thing, rent and taxes. We left that 1,200. Write down. It is an expense. Next one, discount on debtors, discount allowed, that is 6,500, and next one, discount from creditors, that is 3,400. And go through all the items, whether we have recorded all the important items. See, 5% depreciation on furniture and premises. Premises is 50,000, opening here also 50,000. Furniture here 6,000, here also 6,000. So the amounts are the same. So just take any amount and provide depreciation. 5% depreciation of furniture and premises. So you have to take 5% of 50,000 and 5% of 6,000 also. So depreciation on premises 50,000 into 5%, 2,500, and 6,000 into 5%, 300. Write down the total. Next, there is a provision for doubtful debts. So it is another provision. Whenever there is a provision is created, it is taken out of profit. So it is just like a sort of expenses. So provision for doubtful debts 4,600. And next one, another expense, allow 5% interest on opening capital. Sometimes percentage will be given. It will be mentioned that allow 5% interest on capital. So remember, for providing interest on capital, usually we provide capital for the opening amount. So where is the opening amount in the question? There, if there is in the question, take that amount. If it is not given in the question, go through the statement of affairs account, because here we have already prepared opening capital. So this amount into 5% you will get interest on capital. 5% into 1,08,000 you will get 5,400. Right now we have recorded all the items with regard to profit and loss account. Now balance the account. For that, take the total of both sides. Definitely this side will be having a bigger value, 72,000. Show the same amount in here also. Take the total from this side and take the difference from 72,000. You will get a difference value 36,200, which is known as net profit during the year. Since it is added to the capital, you will write like to net profit transferred to capital account. So this is how you have to prepare trading profit and loss account. Once you identify net profit during the year, next you need to prepare balance sheet. So balance sheet as at 31st March 2016, it is a closing balance sheet. So go through all the details given in the question as well as the accounts. You need to take all the closing balances. So let us begin with the first details given in the question. First one, let us go through the accounts which we have prepared. Bills receivable closing balance is 4,000. Next one, bills payable is 5,500. Next account we prepared is debtors account. Closing balance is 70,000. Remember, whenever there is an adjustment with regard to bad debts like that, you need to adjust it with debtors. Debtors means you have to deduct the particular provisions of doubtful debt from the debtors. We have learned about that aspect in the things we have to remember heading. In the previous one of our previous session, where we have a slide with the heading things to remember, in that case we have learned about the pattern or format for writing down the actual amount of debtors during the period. In that pattern there are certain items. Since as per the details in the question, here there is only one item, provision for doubtful debts. Deduct it from the debtors, show the actual debtors during the year. After that, next account which we have prepared is creditors account. Closing balance is 23,000. After that, next one we prepared is opening statement of affairs. In order to find out opening capital, there is a particular format for writing down the actual amount of capital during the year. For that, we will begin with opening capital balance 1,08,000. You need to add interest on capital 5,400, add net profit during the year 36,200, and if there are any additional capital, in this question there are no additional capital, next you need to deduct drawings. That is a format. You remember that format, then it will be easy to prepare. Next, less drawings. Drawings during the year is 2,000. So once you adjust all these amount, show the net amount of capital in the amount column. Next you have to show is cash account. Closing cash balance is 10,700. So these are the ledger accounts which we have prepared. Now go through the question whether there are any further items that we have missed. Go through the details. Stock is there. See, these are the details with regard to opening balance. So go through the closing balance on 31st/3/2016 stock. So this is the closing stock 44,000. Next one, debtors we already prepared. Bills receivable is already recorded. Creditors recorded. Bills payable recorded. Premises 50,000. Don't write directly premises because we have provided depreciation. So less depreciation 2,500. See, this was the amount of depreciation provided, 47,500. Next one, furniture 6,000. Just like the premises, don't write down the amount directly. You have to adjust the amount of depreciation. So 6,000 minus 3, 5,700. Next one, he also owned 1200 for expenses, that is outstanding expenses. Outstanding expenses is a liability, it has to be shown in the liability side. Outstanding expenses 1200. The next one sentence is with regard to depreciation, we already adjusted. Provision for doubtful debts already adjusted. And finally interest on capital, that we have already adjusted while computing the amount of actual capital. So we have recorded and posted all the details as per the question. Now take the total of both sides. You can see that both the sides have the same amount, so our computation was correct. So this is how you have to deal with preparation of trading profit and loss account and balance sheet whenever this type of or similar pattern of question comes. In this case, we have discussed some of the peculiar cases and adjustments with regard to bills receivable, bills payable, bank overdraft, like that. Go through each individual items and case which we have discussed in this particular question. Familiarize each case, understand the concept. If you have any queries, please let me know. We will discuss about the further cases with regard to the preparation of trading profit and loss account and balance sheet in the next session. Thank you.